Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's quite clear.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, great. So when we think about quality assurance, then it's, the process and policies and practices that are operating and that are helping universities to reach and to do good in their own business. How they working together are providing that added value that we are planning to have. Of course, it contains many procedures and many policies and involve many practices and many mechanisms that all of them leading to that conclusion that quality assurance is the way to enhance and improve the operation of universities. And when we reach the definition of quality assurance, what is quality assurance? Of course, you can define something that is surrounding you everywhere. For that reason, there were many definitions about quality assurance. Sometimes it's being like the foundation, and the excellence in quality assurance is what should be done. When you talk about quality assurance in educational side, then excellence is what you should think about. And the commitment, this is very important, the commitment to quality assurance is the seed that grows the tree of knowledge, because providing education without quality is useless. It's like deceiving others, because whenever you think about this tactic, whenever you think about how you are providing your best to students, your best to your institutions, your best to academia, then you are a part of this of this world, because no man is an island, no university can work alone. We are always working together in order to provide that added value to the world. And it's like striving for quality education. It's not like just like I would like to do it. It's like you must do it, because it's a bridge for success. So education without quality is nothing. And if you'd like to gain wisdom, then you should think about quality, and it's an integrated part in our educational system. So, mainly speaking, when we think about quality, what it contains, what are the ingredients of quality? Let me think about quality of education as as a book. Then, what are the pages of this book? It contains curriculum design, teaching methods, faculty qualifications, infrastructure, student outcomes, and many other things. So, whenever I'm working as a university, whenever I'm working all of those aspects, at the same time, then I'm reaching the quality that I want and the quality that I have in my mind. Okay? So, the problem when we start thinking about rankings, then rankings are a method to measure the development of an institution through an annual cycle. Every year there is a cycle, and the university is thinking about how to improve and enhance their ranking. So quality of education and ranking systems, they are connected. They are working together. I can't neglect any one of them. As a university that is operating, we need both of them. We need the ranking system, and we need the quality of education, because most of the times when we talk about external quality assurance, then it's 5 years cycle. So a university might change its prospect or change its operation or anything else. Okay, so then the span of 5 years, it might change everything. But when it's about rankings, then we're talking about 1 year cycle. Then there is a place for enhancement. Universities can know what is going on, whether they are improving or not, whether they are, having that prospect of helping their students or faculty members. For that reason, ranking systems are very important for universities to operate and enhance the operations. So mainly speaking, rankings are tables. We have indicators, within those indicators universities are measuring their operation, and they have the data sent to the ranking body, and then we have a measurement, then we have the results, and then the reports of the rankings. So it's a connected cycle, it's a connected area. It's about the focus of the university to develop its operation. And rankings in general, they started in the 23rd century, about few years, maybe in 2004, they started working. So they are newly established plans, unlike quality of education, which has been for ages and days. So they evaluate rankings, they evaluate institutions based on certain criteria. And this is, very important because different rankings, they have different criteria. Then some of them focus on research, while others focus on teaching, while others think about internationalization. So each one of them, they have their own, way, own plan, own method. Each one of them is working in a different way. And doing that, and by doing that, we have different rankings, then we have different, majors, then we have different details. I mean, a university might be ranked the 300 at one ranking, while it's 700 at second ranking. So we have different criteria, different measurements. And the university itself, it decides which criteria it is interested in. So if I'm interested in, research, I have, that area of research. If I have, a focus on internationalization, then I have my place. So a university is using ranking to benchmark their operation. This is very important. And sometimes what's bad about rankings is that universities use them as a tool. So sometimes I know this is a two-edged sword. We can attract students, we can attract international students and partnerships with rankings whenever we have good rankings. But at the same time, whenever we are not having that way of operation, we might use ranking in a bad way. So rankings are helpful tools. You, as a university, you decide how you'd like to use it. Very important because it's not about competition. It's not only about competition. We are not thinking about competitions. It's about improvement. And this is extremely important because a university that is thinking about using the ranking game to compete with other universities, then it's going to use and focus on the aspect that is going to improve its ranking, not the aspect that is going to help its operation. For that reason, when you think about them as a tool for improvement, then universities should change their mind that we need the ranking in order to measure our operation, to measure the services that we are providing to our students, our faculty members, our academic community. So it's about improvement. This is very important. It's about enhancement because every year I have a cycle. I can measure my operation on that ranking body. Then if I'm improving my own business at this ranking, then this is great. If not, then there are areas of improvement that I need to think about. International attraction, this is important because rankings, all of them, or most of them, they are international. I mean, we have universities from all over the world, from all countries of the world. So it's about international attraction. I'm not having external quality assurance system and applying that system at my university and then got accreditation. No, I'm having this, this compare between my operation and operation of universities that is located thousands of kilometers away from me. And at the same time, we are thinking about how to improve our operation comparing to that universities. Transparency is important because universities, when they provide their data, then they should provide the real data, not just like to deceive themselves, deceive their students, and deceive their faculty members. This is extremely important because one more time, when universities think about rankings as a way and a tool to improve their operation, then they are going to be truthful with themselves, not just like getting a better ranking, whatever the way is. Okay, so transparency is very important in this way. Of course, nowadays we have tens of ranking bodies, and all of them are available at IRG Observatory, and one or any university that is interested in getting more details about them can go to the website of IRG, and then they will find all it is about rankings and all it is about, their methodologies, because one more time, each ranking having a different methodology. Of course, one more time, when we talk about rankings, then we are talking about a two-edged sword. Then a university might or academic institution can use the ranking for good or for bad. And as this cartoon, you can see that at this point, I mean, at this very specific point, the university started to focus on the number of publications, not the quality of publications. For that reason, whenever the ranking is thinking about quantity, not quality, then it's going to be harmful for university, because at that time we're going to publish tens of thousands of papers, but all of them are useless. Why? Because they are without quality. So even when we talk about rankings, we need quality, because you are at both areas, for rankings and for quality assurance, both of them, we need to improve the operation of universities and the operation of academic institutions. For that reason, this should be straight, not like this one, because we are talking about improvement, not about, competition with others, and not to attract students in a bad way, and not to, simply speaking, getting this huge number of, those indicators, false indicators without a value. Because one more time, ranking should be a truthful mirror that university is using to conflict and, to reflect its operation, not to deceive others with what is providing. One more time, there are different criticism for rankings, because sometimes you have variable methodologies, because one more time, each ranking is having different methodology. For that reason, different ranking bodies, they are having different, methodologies. When you focus about metrics, this is sometimes good and sometimes bad, because metrics are sometimes a way, to compare your working with others. So it's not always good to use metrics, because you will always think about getting a higher, number, and this higher number is the same with competition with others and then deceiving others. Neglect of teaching. This is, sometimes with some ranking bodies, when they think about only research, then at that moment, universities are not going to focus on teaching, then they are going to neglect teaching so that they can, think about improving other areas that are focused by the ranking body. Okay? Inequality reinforcement. One more time, we need resources, we need funding, and we need improvement. So if I think about focusing on one area and neglecting other area, then I'm going to have this inequality of operation. This is, of course, very bad. Limited scope. Sometimes, rankings are focusing on specific, number of universities. And sometimes because of doing that, we have other areas of the world that are going to be neglected. Because when you think about having very high, principles or having very high criteria, then you are going to zoom on one area and neglect other areas, or zoom on certain group of universities and neglect other group of universities, which is of course very bad for the operation of universities. The game ranking is very dangerous. Actually, nowadays, when we think about it, then universities sometimes they think only about rankings, not only on on improving their operation, providing more services to students. They think about the rankings only, because at that time they neglect everything and focus upon how to get a better ranking, which is of course very, very bad for universities and for their operation. The common metrics, when we talk about the relationship between quality assurance and rankings, one more time, they are connected together at the same time. Sometimes they share metrics, because for quality assurance, sometimes we need research output and student to faculty ratio, and it's the same metric, the same indicator that's used by ranking. Quality standards for quality and we need quality, and at the same time for rankings, we need to have quality indicators. Improvement, this is of course a very common, indicator between both of them, because for rankings and for accreditation, quality assurance, we need this continuous improvement of operation. Data collection, both of them are collecting data, of course, because for both of them, for the ranking, of course, we need data so that we can analyze those data, and for the quality assurance, it's the same. And external assessment, because for both of them, we are using a third party, or we are using, some agency that is, measuring those data and evaluating them, evaluating their correctness. So both of them are using external indicators. Of course, we have transparency, which is very important indicator for both of them. We have also the focus on improvement, balancing act to balance between education, teaching, and research, and other, areas. Accountability, of course, this is very important, common, and global impact. One more time, rankings are having this international impact, and quality assurance is having the same, because accredited university means a university that can, operate at different places, got recognition at different places. The same for, rankings. Whenever we have a university that is having a very good ranking, then it's going to be, a reflection of its, good methods of teaching, of research, of students, faculty members relationship. So this is at the same time. When we focused on this, relationship between rankings and quality assurance, that was the idea that was pushed us to establish the higher education ranking, because we wanted to connect theory and practice. We wanted to get the positive impacts of both, of them, the ranking and quality assurance. We wanted to establish a system, a trustworthy system, a trustworthy tool that is going to enhance universities and enhance their operation in a very positive way, so that, it provides a holistic and comprehensive way for improvement of universities and academic institutions. So whenever a university would like to focus on our system of rankings, then it's going to improve its operation, because when you are talking about different areas of indicators, when you are talking about, huge number of indicators, each one of them is focusing on and thinking about different area of the operation of universities, and at the same time, at the end, you are developing the whole institution, starting from, the manager, reaching, the pyramid of the university itself, or the academic institution itself. So that was the reason of that pushed us to establish this tool of rankings. Of course, higher education ranking is not only thinking about universities, but also any type of higher education institution, academic and research institutions, and scientific research institutions. Nowadays, we are not including training centers or pre-universities, pre-university education, or vocational institutions. The focus on higher education itself nowadays. Moving to how it works is developing universities at international prospect. Is cross-boarding. We are transcending geography and borders. We're not limiting our operation at one continent or at one area. We are, focusing on international prospect. So we are accepting applications from all over the world. This is very important, because we need to be inclusive with others. We need to support and enhance the operation of all universities all over the world. One more time, we need to enhance and support universities that are having difficult times. For that reason, we need to include and support all of them at the same time. Moving to the criteria of the ranking, of course, I'm not going to read everything about the indicators. I'm going to just give spotlights on, the criteria that is provided. Starting with research, we have different indicators related to research, so that we guarantee that the universities providing good research, quality research. This is very important. I'm not thinking about just the quantity of papers that were published. No, we need the quantity and the quality of papers, not only papers, patents, books, and everything related to research, which is having 9% of the total value of ranking. Internationalization is important. One more time, a university can't work alone. We are working together all over the world. The world is a small village nowadays in 2023. So we are having internationalization as one prospect. So universities should provide international students, international faculty members. There should be partnerships with other universities. There should be collaboration projects and cooperation partners, so that by doing that, the university is going to have that soul of connectedness with the world itself. So this is very important. Teaching is also important, as I highlighted, a few moments ago in previous slides, that some rankings maybe are not focusing on teaching, so universities might neglect teaching because it's not one of the main themes of the ranking. For our situation, teaching is one of the criteria that is being highlighted. So we need to have faculty members, good faculty members, relationship with them. There should be a way to improve the teaching, the programs that are being provided, and the support not only for the first cycle programs. We need the masters and the actually programs to be provided by the university itself. Student success and graduation. Of course, whenever students start admit to the university, there should be a plan for them. There should be a plan for the graduation. There should be a ratio between female and male students. Of course, this is very important because, one more time, we need that area of inclusiveness at our institutions. We need to include education for both male and female students. We need to have it to be available to all of them. We need exchange students. We need international ingoing and outgoing students. So a university should be that institution that is always having this connectedness between the world, institutions, between students and faculty members. Faculty and staff, of course, we need, there should be a balance between part-time and full-time faculty members, between students and faculty members, between academic staff and administrative staff, between those who are having and holding PhD degrees and having, those masters and BA degrees, between those who are old and young. There should be a balance between all of them at the same time. Funding and finance, this is very important because when we have funding and finance and grants, this is extremely important because, universities should have an income for them. This is very important for, the operation. There should be a budget for research, a budget for collaboration, a budget for, everything related to, all aspects of the university itself. Facilities and resources. One more time, university should have resources that are, providing them with everything they are having. Social and cultural impact of the university. This is also very important because universities are and should have this, let me say, cultural prospect and cultural way of, providing institution with the education that is providing to them. Then it should be this cultural impact of the university to all over the world. Quality assurance, accreditation, networking. This is also very important because we are thinking about it as the way that university is improving its operation. Equity, equality, and diversity. This is also one of the criteria and indicator that should be provided to to students. We should accept all students regardless of their prospects, mentalities, religions, races, and everything else. Foreign languages and linguistic impact. Universities should think about accepting other cultures and other languages for their operation. Applying the United States Sustainable Development Goals is also very important. So we have different indicators for that. 2023 agenda is also very important for universities and their operation. labor market and accepting the labor market is also providing the job opportunities for newly graduated students. This is also important. Of course, for each criteria, we have different indicators, and the time limitation is preventing me from providing all of that. Providing support and entertainment for students is also very important. The information technology, IT, providing computer equipment is also very important. Lifelong learning is also a focus for our ranking data management in a good way. Admission and enrollment, that it should, there should be an acceptable acceptance rates at the university for all programs of the university, not only for the BA, but also for masters and PhD. And there should be, this is very important. I mean, the dropout rates for first year students. This is very important because some universities might have some of their programs being stopped from working because, they might have that problem. Okay, so this is a very important indicator that should be analyzed. The media of the university is important. The university should always provide, let me say, to be active on social media so that others know about it. It should have a YouTube channel, a LinkedIn account, and all of that. And should, of course, update information on their website. The academic freedom indicator is also important. The support of online learning. This is important because some universities now, they don't focus on online learning. And of course, after the COVID area, online learning is extremely important. Innovation and creativity. This is important. Universities should be creative. They should be innovative institutions that are providing good educations to all of the stakeholders. Sustainability and management. There should be certain procedures for good governance at the university, starting with the board of trustees and moving to the president board, and then, the dense faculties and all of this, pyramid. This is very important. And transparency, of course, we were talking about transparency. This is important, and it should have that future prospect. It should look at the future in a good way. So reaching these, all of those, criteria, we will move to the very important question. So are rankings trustworthy? When we think about rankings, when we think about them, and we think about their operation, that can we trust rankings? Maybe the good answer would be if they are providing us with an added value, then they are trustworthy. If they are improving our operation, they are trustworthy. If rankings are highlighting weak points at the university, then of course they are trustworthy. If they can provide an added value to universities, then of course they are trustworthy. We can trust them whenever they are providing all of that, then they are trustworthy. At the same time, maybe the future of rankings, what are the future of rankings? Are going to stay or are they going to disappear? Maybe many academic personalities are addressing this question, that are we going to have rankings or they are going to stop? Well, according to my previous studies, according to I believe that if they keep providing that added value, they are going to stay in the future. So rankings are here to stay as long as they are free tools, not charging universities to be included. They are going to stay. And as long as they are providing added value, they are going to stay. That is all for my presentation. I think that I was 3 minutes late. Okay. One more time. I'm so happy to have you today. I'm so happy to meet you today. And of course, you are welcome to this conference. You are welcome to the ranking bodies, and we are always happy to have you. If you have any question, I'm always here to respond.